So dismiss the recording notification. And what we are going to do is check out our shoulders. So set up the blocks mat width apart at the shortest height. And you're going to come into a child's pose with your hands on the block. So hands on the block, maybe you wrap your pinky finger and thumb around the edges of the block and just take your hips back to your heels and relax your head down. So your armpits are a little bit elevated off the mat. And hopefully you'll be able to breathe a little bit easier here. So take a really good deep belly breath in. Open your mouth side out. One more time, deep, deep belly breath in. Open your mouth and side out. Now seal your lips, breathing in and out only through your nose. Cultivate that Ujjayi pranayama. Child's pose I mentioned before is a great pose to tune into your breath because you can hear yourself breathe as the sound of your breath bounces off the mat into your ears. So tune into the rhythm of your breath. Leave your day behind. Leave your week behind. Notice the stretch through the side body, through the arms into your armpits. Taking about 5 breaths here. And then on your next inhale, slowly lift up. You're going to bring the block a little bit closer to you now so that you can rest your elbows on the block. So as close as you need to bring your elbows on the block. And then you're going to go back into child's pose. Bring your palms together and your thumbs to the nape of the neck and start walking your elbows forward as much as you can to get that tricep stretch. So elbows on the block, thumbs to the nape of your neck, and trying to deepen the stretch by walking your elbows forward actively. We're going to change things up a little bit here. Sometimes when we do our vinyasas, we are on autopilot. So we just simply do those vinyasas, take our chaturangas, and like, at the end of the class, we are like, okay, so that was nothing. So today we're going to change it up a little bit and do our vinyasas with our hands on our blocks, at least the first few times. And just to get a different kind of sensation and make our body more aware of the pose. Slowly come back up. Move your blocks forward if you need to. Hands on your blocks. We're going to take cat cows with our hands on our blocks. So spread your fingers wide on the blocks. Push the block away. And then we're going to take our cat cows from here. Inhale as you arch your belly. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. Lift your heart, lift your tail up. Exhale as you press the block away, round your back. Gaze at your belly button, tucking your tail in. 3 more rounds. You guys know cat cows. Just a different sensation with our hands on our blocks. Keep your elbows straight as you move through this. Last round here, wherever you are. And then come to a neutral tabletop. Pick up the block in your right hand hold the block and lift it up, biceps by your ears, take it forward. Again, keeping your neck neutral, which means that you're still gazing down. And if you feel like it, you can take your left leg back. Bird dog with your block in the hand, pressing the block away with your left hand, lifting the block up to the height of your ears in your right hand. Set the block down. Let's do the other side. But before that, we're going to just take a regular bird dog. So kick your left leg back again, reach your right arm forward and kick that left foot into your right hand, opening the right shoulder up. Breathe here. Keep pressing the mat away with your left hand. Usually we try to bring the hand in, but this time we are kicking our foot into hand so that we can open that shoulder up. You should feel a good stretch around your shoulder. Right shoulder. And your left hip flexor. Slowly release. Let's take it to the other side. So set yourself up with a neutral tabletop first, and then pick the block up with your left hand and reach it forward. Don't forget to keep your neck neutral. So even if you look up to see me, then after you look, then drop your head back down. Take your right leg back, bird dog with the block in hand. Keep pushing the block on away with your right hand. And slowly set it down. Drop your hand down, drop your leg down. Let's go for that shoulder and hip flexor stretch. So again, taking that right leg back behind you. Left arm forward. Reach behind, grab a hold of your right foot with your left hand and kick that foot into that hand. You're opening your left shoulder up and your right hip flexor. Really strong kick. And slowly release, coming back into your neutral tabletop. Move your block a little bit forward. Tuck your toes in, send your hips back and up, downward facing dog. Notice how this downward facing dog feels different. You're probably able to bring your heels all the way down to the mat. Keep pressing the block away with your hand. And take deep breaths here. Into your shoulders. Already we have worked those shoulders quite a bit. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, tiger pose. So come forward to a plank, knee to nose, press the block away. Notice how much space you have here. You have a rounding in your upper back. Inhale, take it back, three-legged dog. Exhale, tiger pose. Knee to nose, press the block away, rounding your back. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, crunch it in. And slowly, you have the space, set that foot gently without making a noise in between your blocks. So you use your core so that you don't stomp down, but gently set your foot down. If you want, you can turn your block up one level higher, and then take your runner's lunge, drop your hips down, lift your heart up. Feel that stretch in your left hip flexor. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, modified pyramid pose, straighten both legs and fold over that leg. Front leg. Both legs are straight, all 10 toes are kind of pointing forward. Maybe your back toes are a little bit turned. You're folding over that front leg. We're going to move 3 times with our breath from the runner's lunge to the modified pyramid. Okay? Inhale, come forward, runner's lunge, back heel up, lift your heart up, drop your hips down. Exhale, modified pyramid. Inhale, lift your heart up, Runner's lunge, drop your hips down, feel that hip flexor stretch on the left. Exhale, modified pyramid. Inhale, drop your hips down, lift your heart up. Exhale, modified pyramid. Inhale, come back up, drop, step forward to the front of the mat. Move your blocks to the front. Fingertips on the block. Inhale, L shape, half lift here. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, L shape, half lift. Exhale, fold. Last time, inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Right hand on the left block, left hand up, open twist. Reach the hand behind you. And slowly release. Left hand on the right block, right hand up, open twist. You can bend your left knee slightly. And slowly release. Bring both blocks and come all the way up to standing, lifting both blocks up with your hands. Take those blocks. One block goes between your thighs. Squeeze it between your thighs. The other block you're going to press between your hands. So you're going to really press that block between your hands and then lift it up. Keep squeezing the block between your thighs throughout this sequence. Inhale as you reach your hands up, press into the block. Exhale, lean over to the right. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, lean over to the left. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bend your elbows and drop that block behind your head and lean your head back, open your heart up. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, half lift, reach your heart forward. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, pick up that block, come all the way up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, lean over to the right. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, lean over to the left. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bend your elbows. Rest your head against the block and open your heart up to the sky. Inhale, back up. Keep squeezing the block between the thighs. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, half lift. You can use the block, fingers on your block for this. Exhale, fold. Inhale, last time. Pick that block, come back up. Urdhva Hastasana. Reach your hands up. Exhale, lean over to the right. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, lean over to the left. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bend your elbows, drop the block behind you, rest your head and open your heart. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, half lift, reach your heart forward. Exhale, fold it again. Remove the block between your thighs. Set it down. You're going to take a vinyasa. You're going to keep the block at the lowest height. So the lowest height on your block. So come back to standing. We're going to do our vinyasa with our hands on the block. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips, hold it down. Inhale, hands on the block, half lift. Exhale, take it back, high to low plank. Inhale, up dog or cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. With your hands on the block. So how does it feel? How does the vinyasa feel with your hands on the block? Maybe your push-ups feel a little bit different. Sometimes it feels easier because they're a little bit elevated. So we'll try to do more of those chaturanga push-ups today with our hands on the block. So we'll do 3 rounds each time we come into a vinyasa. Inhale, left leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, tiger pose, curl it in, plank. Inhale, take it back, kick it back. Exhale, tiger pose, knee to nose, curl it in. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, knee to nose, curl it and listen. Hold it here and lightly step that foot forward. You have a lot of space because your hands are on the blocks. Inhale, lift your heart up, runner's lunge. Maybe turn your blocks up to the medium height. Hold it here. First time we hold. And just to get the sensation of the pose, you're dropping your hip down so that you can feel the stretch in your right hip flexor. So this is hip lifted, this is hip dropped. Now straighten both legs, modified pyramid. All 10 toes face the front, both legs straight, you're folding over your front leg. This is a hamstring stretch on your left leg. Inhale, come back to your runner's lunge. Exhale, take it back, pyramid pose. Inhale, come forward, drop your hips, lift your heart, runner's lunge. Exhale, shift back to pyramid pose. Last time, inhale, come forward, drop your hips, lift your heart up. Exhale, pyramid pose. Inhale, come forward. This time, step your right foot forward in between your hands. And then you're going to bring your blocks to the front again. Inhale, half lift, reach your heart forward. Exhale, fold it down. Now take one block in your hand. You're going to do half lifts with the block in the hand. So inhale, half lift. These are I's, Y's, and P's that we do in regular, gym work. So you're reaching the block forward. You're in an L shape. Both your legs are straight. You're pressing the feet into the mat. You should feel a good hamstring stretch and a good stretch through your side body. Keep reaching that block forward as if you're trying to offer someone a platter of food or trying to pass a baton in a relay race. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, fold it again. Inhale, half lift, reach the block forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, reach the block forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing with the block in your hand. One more time, squeeze the other block in between your thighs. Listen. This time, I'm going to go down to the mat, straight into a boat pose. Challenge yourself. It may seem awkward at first, but you will get the hang of it. Keep squeezing that block in between your thighs. And then lift the other block up. Biceps by your ears. Keep pressing your palms into the block. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, lean over to the right. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, lean over to the left. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bend your elbows, rest your head against the block and open your heart, baby back bend. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, fold it forward. One more time like that. Inhale, half lift, reach your heart forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach that block up one more time. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, lean over to the right. Inhale, come back up. Keep squeezing that block. Exhale, lean over to the left. Both blocks. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, drop that block behind you. Rest your head against the block. Baby back bend. Inhale, come back up. And listen, this is where on the exhale, we go straight to a chair pose. Keep reaching that block. Keep squeezing the block. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, twist over to the left. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, twist over to the right. Inhale, come back up. On the exhale, slowly start squatting down, squatting down, squatting down. Slowly land on your palm and then lift your legs up, both pose. Squeeze that block in between your thighs. Take a deep inhale here as you reach your arms forward. Exhale, twist over to the left. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, twist over to the right. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, release. I've tortured you guys enough. So now we're going to do a different kind of shoulder stretch, stretching the back. Okay, I want to show you guys something. You know how in plank I say you need to have a slight rounding of your upper back. it was too cold for me to wear a tank top, but I'm just going to show you here. So in plank, you need to protract your shoulders, which means you're separating your shoulder blades out. I'm not sure if you can see me clearly here, but my shoulder blades are separated. There's a slight rounding in my upper back. The retraction is this, like in a cow pose, where you kind of pull your shoulders back, and there is there's like a curve in my upper back between my shoulder blades. Protraction, retraction. So in dolphin pose, you want to press the mat away so that your shoulder blades are protracted. If your shoulder blades are retracted, you're going to hurt yourself, Vinky. So make sure that you're pressing the mat away and your shoulder blades are protracted in dolphin pose. And especially if you want to try the full Pincha Mayurasana. I'm too chicken to go upside down, maybe against a wall. But if you want to do that, then you want to press the mat away. Use that shoulder strength to come up rather than collapse into your shoulders, which is the retraction. Now let's do Purvottanasana, or reverse tabletop on the block. So set your blocks behind you and have a seat. And this is another pose that I'm working on, which is like an L sit, where you lift everything, you press your hands down and lift everything up off the mat. But for today, you're sitting a little bit in front of the block, plant your feet down. Just like we do our regular Purvottanasana, your fingertips are facing your bum. They are not facing away from you. Your fingertips are facing your hips. On your next inhale, press the block away, lift your hips up. Gaze up at the ceiling. Exhale, drop your hips down, send your hips back, and straighten your legs. So this is where, if you're doing a full L sit, you lift both legs up. I'm working on that still. Inhale, lift your hips up. Drop your head back to gaze up. Come back down. See if you need to adjust the blocks. I need to make my blocks a little bit wider. It's not right for me. So set your blocks up at the right distance. Plant your feet down. You're going to do 3 rounds of Purvottanasana to L sit prep. And then try to see if you can lift one leg up and the other. So inhale, press your blocks down, lift your hips up, drop your head back. Exhale, drop your head down and send your head back, straighten your legs. L sit prep. Inhale, lift your hips up, Purvottanasana, half Purvottanasana. Exhale, send your hips back and compress the front of your body so that you can lift everything up, maybe one day. Inhale, lift your hips up, drop your head to gaze up at the ceiling. Listen, on the exhale, stay here in the L sit prep. Both legs are extended. You're compressing the front of the body. See if you can lift at least one leg up, if not both. Keep compressing the front of the body. So you don't want to be like this. If you're like this, you won't be able to lift anything up. So you're going to use the core strength, compress the front of the body, and then try to see if you can lift at least one leg up. And then release. Deep breath. We're just halfway through the class. I didn't start my yoga timer, but a lot more torture to go. But for now, let's do some shoulder flossing. So we all should take up the challenge that we'll try to do an L sit this year. I think L sit more than a crow pose. In crow pose, at least we are kind of in together, so we can just use our arm strength. But in L sit, you need both your hip flexor strength, arm strength, core strength. Everything needs to come together for us to lift up like that with straight legs. So it's not as easy as, even a crow pose. So we'll work on it. Maybe by the end of the year, we'll all be flying off the mat. Shoulder flossing. So your strap is maybe twice as wide as your shoulders. We can adjust it after the first round. So with dolphin pose, I don't want anyone to hurt your shoulders. So I like to do a lot of prep. And we did some of that with the block, so we'll do that with the strap as well. So strap remains taut all the time. So there's no slack in the strap at any time throughout this exercise. So starting at your knees, inhale, take your strap all the way up. Exhale, drop it behind you. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, drop it to the front. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. Do you need to adjust the length of your strap? Then you can do that. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. If it's too easy, make it shorter. If it's too tough, then make it a little bit longer. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, front. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. Inhale, up. Exhale, front. Inhale, take it up. And the exhale, lean over to the right. Hold the strap with your right hand, stretching through the left side of your body. Slowly come back up. Pull over to the left. Hold the strap with your left hand, getting a good stretch through your latissimus dorsi, your shoulders. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bring the strap out front. Tricep stretch. So take that right hand up and drop the strap behind you. You can use your left hand, internally rotate it and take it behind you and grab the dangling strap. Bend your right elbow and see if you can let go of the strap and simply grab a hold of the fingers. Breathe. Maybe slowly with your breath, you can inch your fingers up and down so that they meet. We haven't done this in a while, so maybe just keep holding on to your strap. We should kind of rotate these exercises because we haven't done shoulders in a long time and I can feel that. And slowly release. Take the strap in your left hand and drop the strap behind you. Take your right arm around and grab a hold of the strap. Bend your left elbow so that the fingers are in between your shoulder blades. And maybe your fingers touch, your fingers clasp. Breathe. Where do you feel the stretch? And does one side feel different from the other? Usually our dominant side is stronger but tighter. So you'll feel a little bit tight on the right side of your right dominant. But at the same time, it's stronger. And let go. Put the strap away. And we'll come back to our vinyasa. So blocks at the front of your mat again and come to a plank pose straight from here. Do a few push-ups and then we'll do our vinyasa. So make sure you're in a strong plank. Like I said, shoulder protraction, not retraction. You're pressing the mat away, so there's a slight rounding in the upper back. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Go halfway down. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, press back up. Drop your knees if you need to. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Listen. Exhale, down. Flip your toes. Take cobra pose or upward facing dog. Stay here for a good long time. Stretching out your abs and hip flexors. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. How are those shoulders doing? Deep breaths in downward facing dog. The nice thing about doing it on blocks, hands on blocks, is your heels can come down to the mat fully. On your next inhale, right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, tiger pose. Press the block away. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, tiger pose. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, step through lightly. Inhale, half lift here in runner's lunge here. Exhale, straighten your legs, pyramid pose. Inhale, lift up, runner's lunge. Exhale, modified pyramid. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, modified pyramid. Inhale, lift up and step up to the top of the mat. Bring your blocks forward. Inhale, half lift, reach your heart forward. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, reach that block up, one block up. One block in between your thighs, reach that block up. Exhale, lean over to the right. Inhale, come back up. Keep squeezing the block between your thighs. Exhale, lean over to the left. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, drop your arms behind you. Lean against the block. Open your heart. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, half lift, reach your heart forward. Exhale, fold. Keep those blocks again to take our vinyasa. Inhale, half lift, reach your heart forward. Exhale, take it back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Listen on the exhale, come back to a plank pose and slowly lower all the way down to your belly. You're going to do Salabhasana locust pose with the block. So just one block you need here. Place that block out in front. Root down with your hips. Again, pressing your palms against the block. On your next inhale, peel everything up off the mat, resting on your hips, reaching your arms forward with the block, taking your legs back. Breathe here. Keep reaching those arms forward. Take one more deep inhale here. Exhale, release. Wiggle your hips out. Take your block behind you now. To start with, rest your block on your bum. Grab that block between your palms. And lift that block up off your bum. On your next inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades behind you. Shoulder blade retraction here. On your next inhale, peel everything up off the mat. Hold it here. Breathe. Keep lifting that block as far away from your bum as you can. Breathe. This is shoulder blade retraction. So you're squeezing your shoulder blades behind you. And in plank pose, we do the opposite. Take one more deep inhale here. Exhale, release. Wiggle your hips out. How are the shoulders doing? Hands underneath your shoulders. Come back into a child's pose. Regular child's pose. Allow your back to relax. That was one intense Salabhasana. Slowly lift your head up and thread your right arm underneath your left armpit for a shoulder stretch. Dropping your right shoulder down, right ear down, reach your left arm forward. Notice a stretch around your back on the right. Slowly come back up. Reach your right arm forward. Thread your left arm underneath your right armpit. Your left palm is facing up. Drop your left shoulder, left ear to the mat. Reach your right arm forward. So you're pressing the back of the left hand. Palm faces up. And your right palm into the mat. Notice a stretch around the left side of your back. Slowly come back up and come forward, dropping your hips down, back to Salabhasana setup. Block in hand, reach your arms forward, reach your toes back, root down with your hips. And then on the next inhale, peel everything up off the mat, reaching your block forward, reaching your toes back. Breathe here. And release, wiggle your hips out. Take that block behind you. Maybe starting with the block on your bum, then lift it up. And then on your next inhale, lift everything up off the mat, squeezing your shoulder blades behind you, squeezing the entire posterior chain. Reach your toes back, reach your heart forward, breathe. And release, wiggle your hips out. Press your arms down underneath, palms down underneath your shoulders. Come back up into a tabletop and come into a brief child's pose. Slowly roll forward, come onto your belly. Let's take some shoulder stretches and then we'll do our first dolphin pose. So, resting on your belly, you're going to take your arms out as a T. So I'm going to show you actually the left side first. So keep your left arm extended out as a T. Bring your right fingers underneath your right shoulder and then roll to the left. So you're stacking your right hip on top of your left hip and kind of crushing your left shoulder. So you can stay here, keep using your right fingers to deepen the twist, or you can take that right leg up and drop that right foot behind you, deepening the twist. Breathe. Where do you feel the stretch? Maybe you need to move your hand up or down a little bit to get to a spot that you like. So play with it. Maybe you need to move your hand a little bit towards your face, a little bit down towards your hips. Play with it and breathe into your shoulders. Where else do you feel the stretch? It's also a hip stretch because we have our leg behind us, if you have your leg behind you. Slowly come back. Let's do the other side. So starting with your arms extended, right arm stays extended, left fingers underneath your left shoulder, roll over to the right so that you're stacking your left hip on top of your right hip. So kind of like a lying down Vasishthasana. Lift your left leg up if you did it on the other side and drop that foot behind you. Use your left fingers in front of your face to deepen the twist. And again, play with the arm position, the hand position, the right hand, to see which is your sweet spot and breathe into it. Slowly come back. And hands under, elbows underneath your shoulders, coming into a Sphinx pose. Elbows are right underneath your shoulders. Your forearms are parallel to each other. So you're not clasping your fingers, you're parallel to each other. Rooting down with your hips, you're drawing your chest forward. Staying here in Sphinx pose for a few breaths, stretching out your abs. And then tuck your toes in and pick your hips up off the mat, coming into a dolphin plank, your forearm plank. Again, press the mat away with your elbows and forearms so that you have that shoulder protraction. Breathe. Hips and shoulders at the same level. Take one more deep inhale here. Exhale, drop your hips down, lift your heart up, drop your toes, untuck your toes and come into a Sphinx pose, breathe into your abs. Again, round two, tuck your toes in, lift your hips up, dolphin plank. Keep pressing the mat away to protract your shoulders, breathe. So if you get tired, you can drop your knees straight down. Don't come into a tabletop, but drop your knees straight down, keeping that shoulder to hip straight line. And drop your hips down, lift your heart up, Sphinx pose. Round three, this time we'll come up into a dolphin pose, just briefly, and then we'll go through another vinyasa before we come down one more time. Tuck your toes in, lift your hips up this time. Start walking your feet towards you, piking your hips up. Keep your gaze in between your forearms. Keep pressing the mat away, shoulder protraction. Don't collapse in the shoulders. If you feel like you're collapsing in the shoulders, bend your knees and stay there. Breathe. This is like a downward facing dog on your elbows. Breathe. Just two more breaths. You can do this. And drop your knees, take child's pose, reach your arms forward. Next time we come through to dolphin pose, we're going to try and kick one leg up, not both legs up. But if you're brave enough to kick both legs up, go for it. Come back with your blocks for our vinyasa. I'm going to go through the same vinyasa and then we'll come back down to the floor for our second round of dolphin, which will be towards the end of our class. So hands on the blocks, take it back to plank pose. Do you guys want to do push-ups? Yes or no? No? Yes? 2 push-ups, okay. Okay. Come to plank, take a deep inhale here. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, down. Inhale, back up. Exhale, down. Inhale, back up. Exhale, down. Inhale, back up. Listen, on the exhale, come down and take it to a cobra pose or upward facing dog. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right leg through between your hands, runner's lunge, lift your heart up. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, pyramid pose. Inhale up. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale up. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale up. Exhale, step forward to the front of the mat. Bring your blocks out in front. Inhale, half lift, reach your heart forward. Exhale, fold it down. Blocks with you, one block in between your thighs, other block goes up. Take a deep inhale as you reach your arms up. Exhale, lean over to the right. Inhale, back up. Exhale, lean over to the left. Inhale, back up. Exhale, bend your elbows and drop your head against the block. Open your heart up. Inhale, back up. Exhale, fold it down. Remove those blocks. Set it down. Inhale, half lift. Reach your heart forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Reach your heart forward. Exhale, take it back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog, cobra, your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Listen, inhale, left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring that leg through, plant it between your hands, runner's lunge, open your heart up. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, pyramid pose. Inhale, come back up, open your heart, drop your hips. Exhale, straighten both legs, fold over your front leg. Inhale, drop your hips, lift your heart. Exhale, for modified pyramid. Inhale, come back to runner's lunge. And then on the exhale, step forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift, reach your heart forward. Exhale, fold it down. Blocks with you, one block between your thigh, other block reaches up. Take a deep inhale, squeeze that block, both blocks, hands and thighs. Take a deep inhale, reach up. Exhale, lean over to the right. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, lean over to the left. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, bend your elbows. Open your heart, baby back bend. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, fold it down. Remove that block, plant it down. Inhale, half lift, reach that heart forward. Exhale, take it back. Chaturanga Dandasana, come all the way down onto your belly. Remove the blocks, set aside. Set them aside. Coming back into your Sphinx pose. This time, we're going to come straight into a dolphin. From a dolphin plank, we're going to come straight into a dolphin. In the first round, hold the dolphin for about 5 breaths. Come back down, take a bit of rest. Then we'll do 2 more rounds, and you can lift one leg up at a time. So elbows underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes in, lift your hips up, and then start walking your toes in towards your face, spiking your hips up. Keep pressing the mat away with your forearms so that you have that shoulder protraction, don't collapse. Keep that chest lifted. Try to see if you can straighten your legs. Breathe here. 5, 4. You can drop your gaze down, or you can keep your gaze in between your forearms. Typically in Pincha Mayurasana, you keep your gaze in between your forearms, but just for a dolphin downward facing dog, you can drop your head down. Your choice. And that's 5 breaths. Drop your knees, take child's pose. Maybe come into a traditional child's pose and allow your arms to rest by your side, palms face up. And just for a little bit of shoulder relaxation. Round 2, dolphin pose. Come back. Elbows underneath your shoulders, forearms parallel. Tuck your toes in, lift your hips up. Start walking your feet in, spiking your hips up. And listen, keep pressing the mat away with your forearms. Lift your right leg up. And maybe you bend your left leg, keep the right leg straight and take few hops here. Keep the gaze in between your forearms. And once you've played with it enough, you can come back into child's pose. Maybe the same traditional child's pose if you want. Allowing your back and your shoulders to relax. Come back up. Last push here. Opposite side, leg lift. Tuck your toes in. Lift your hips up. Start walking your feet in. And this time, you're going to lift your left leg up and you're going to keep your left leg really straight, like you're in triangle pose or something. Bend your right knee and keep your gaze in between your forearms. If you want, take a few hops. The idea of the hops is to kind of bring your hips over your shoulders so that you can turn upside down. And when you've played with it enough, you can come down. Child's pose. Bring your knees together. Sit back on your heels. Drape your torso over your thighs and allow your arms to relax by your side, palms facing up. Notice the softness. Wash over your back. Take deep belly breaths. And slowly come up. Bring your legs forward. Grab the backs of your thighs and slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Bring your knees in with you. Give them a tight squeeze and rock from side to side. Massage your back here. Let's get one last shoulder stretch with a bridge pose by interlacing our fingers. So drop your feet down, raise the backs of your heels with your longest finger. We're going to do a traditional Setu Bandhasana with our shoulder blades curled in and interlaced fingers underneath us. So on your next inhale, press your feet down and lift your hips up. Roll one shoulder under, then the other. Interlace your fingers, press your knuckles down. To feel a good stretch in your shoulder blades, reach those knuckles towards your feet. Breathe. Stretching out your hip flexors and your shoulders, and slowly release. Release those shoulders from underneath you. One more time, bring your knees into your chest and rock it side to side. One more round of bridge pose, and then we'll go into like a supported relaxation. So on your next inhale, press your feet down, lift your hips up, roll one shoulder under so that you're resting the top of the shoulder down, roll the other shoulder under, clasp your fingers underneath you, press your knuckles down and reach those knuckles forward so that you feel a good stretch in your shoulders. Keep pressing your feet down, engaging your glutes, breathe. And release, slowly lower down one vertebrae at a time. One more time, bring your knees in, rock from side to side, and then take your arms out as a T and drop your knees from side to side, windshield wipering your legs from side to side. Your arms are out as a T and you're simply windshield wipering your legs from side to side. Little bit of core work here as well. And then drop both knees to the left and keep your gaze up or maybe turn it to the right. Never can end the class without supine twist. Slowly come back up. Drop your knees over to the opposite side. Pretty soon, if we keep doing this class, I think we'll be ready for sleeveless in summer. Like one of those dudes in the gym. One of those like big muscle dudes. Slowly come back up. And bring your blocks we're going to set up for like a supported Shavasana. So you can use your block, or if you have a foam roller, you can use that as well. But what we're going to do is take the block at the lowest setting, place the block vertically on the mat, and you're going to place it, come and lie down on it so that your shoulder blades are rolling off of the block. And if it's uncomfortable for you to let your head hang, you can take another block and plant it underneath your head. The goal is to just let your shoulders kind of open up here. So if this feels good enough, you can even play with taking the block up one level higher. So turn the block up to the medium of setting and then come back down on it. Whatever feels good to you. I want you guys to let go, relax here. This has not been an easy class for me. I'm not sure what you guys thought, but I'm just going to let go, relax here for a minute or two before we end class. Taking deep belly breaths. If you want a few belly breaths before you let go completely, return to your natural breath. Close your eyes, turn inwards, and start noticing how you feel now. Slowly start wiggling your fingers on your toes. Bringing sensation back to your body. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Open your outside out. And then maybe gently roll to one side to get rid of your blocks from underneath you and come up to a tall seat. Unmute yourself to scream at me or say Om with me.